What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Across the Pond, where two American guys tell you what's up in the Premier League. This episode of Across the Pond, we are going to finish up our predictions for the season. We're going to go 7 through 1. I got a hiccup. Sorry. If you already missed us doing the first 8 through 20, that should have popped up right there. So go ahead and check that out. And
Popped up right there.
somewhere up there. I'm Rich Radio.
I'm Jacob Bullard.
Like I said, we're going to go through 7 through 1. But before you do that, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the College Avenue channel. And go ahead and share this with all your invisible friends that like the English Premier League. Let's get into it, Jacob.
Let's do it.
7.
Bold choice right here for me.
7 is a bold choice, but I think it's somewhat accurate. It's the team that has the least amount of activity in the transfer market. Literally, I think. Tottenham Hotspurs.
Probably in all of Europe.
Yeah, probably. Tottenham Hotspurs have signed 0 people. I've only sold 1 person. And I think it's a team that is like holding on to everyone or trying to. As the years will go on, you'll just see each player just get picked off one by one. We'll see if United get to Alavier by the end of the transfer window, maybe. Obviously, Harry Kane, there's always been rumors of him going to Madrid. And we already talked about that scenario on Undrafted Opinions where, like, if he goes there, either Lewandowski or Higuain going to, like, we were coming up with different scenarios. So it'd be kind of interesting to see that. Same thing, I think the only guy I don't see leaving, because I think he's a prick, is Dele Alli. Because, like, I don't want to see him in a United jersey at all either. Because I think he's just like a little
No, I actually agree with you.
he's just like a little crybaby that
I
thinks
think
he won stuff and he hasn't.
I think that Dele
won
Alli
anything.
is perhaps of like the big teams in the Premier League the single most overrated player. I don't actually think he's that good. I don't. He did not have a good year last year.
Yeah, I think
He had a terrible first half.
for me, because I go back to my FIFA days where I got him from MK Don's OG time. I'm like, who is this Dele Alli kid, dude? What the hell? This guy's legit. But I think maybe because people know who he is now and they figured him out. Also, I think it was just a Harry Kane team last year. That's all it really was last year for them. And that's all it's
Are
going
you
to be.
sure that was just last year?
I mean, last year specifically, like, it was just pure Harry Kane, or just goals. How many goals did he have last year, like, in the Premier? I think it was like 20.
Less than Mohamed Salah.
Oh, yeah.
Like probably 25 to 28, somewhere in there.
So he scored a good amount for them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Harry Kane's great.
But, yeah, this team I think it's fitting for them to be at this because their stadiums is the shape of a toilet as well.
Dang. Hey, it's
I don't
okay. They have their field can be like retracted and something else we brought up.
A football field.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
America.
America.
Maybe they should have spent some of that money on their team.
But I think the last couple of years they've been bringing enough people in to where maybe they might warrant them not to have to bring anyone in this year. Pochettino has just seems like he's really close to the guys. Seems like a manager that's very tight knit with the crew. You know what I'm saying, dog? But yeah, I think they'll be able. I think that Lallana got a contract extension. As long as they keep Harry Kane out of the air, it seems like they're going to be able to be competitive. But we have them outside just because of just everyone's other transactions that are probably going to shove them out. I feel like the magic at Spurs is going to start to wear off, and they're going to turn into like Arsenal in a way where they're just like blah.
And they're gonna go back to being like blah.
Well, yeah, but I think it's still gonna have Harry Kane. I mean, they just need to hold on to their guys. I mean, they have the potential to finish in the top 4, but I
Definitely.
think with everyone else adding a lot more pieces than them and kind of just figuring them out, I feel like it's just not gonna fly.
Yeah, I guess. My thing with Spurs is that, like, whenever Harry Kane is not fit or not scoring 2 goals a match, they're struggling. I think that Christian Eriksen goes missing at times. Dele Alli goes missing at times.
Who's even their backup striker?
Llorente.
That's right. Yep.
And then Heung-min Son coming off the bench like every once in a while. Trying to think who. Oh, Lamela on the right, Dembele in the middle.
Did I say Lallana earlier? I think I said Lallana. Lamela is who I meant.
Lamela.
Yeah, he had a contract extension.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Lamela and Son both signed a contract extension this summer. I mean, good for them. I mean, they're good squad players for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the longer that they wait, like everyone in their back line is getting a year older.
Yeah, Vertonghen's definitely getting up there.
Hugo Lloris, I think, didn't have the quality of a World Cup that people expected. So hopefully that kind of, I feel like both him and David De Gea slipped up a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially like that goal that Lloris gave up in the World Cup final to Mandzukic. So they definitely need Hugo Lloris to be in tip-top shape. I just think that like Alderweireld and Vertonghen are getting older, and they're gonna need. Within like 3 years, I'm afraid that they're gonna have to replace like more than half of their team, and like that's something that needs to be done like piece by piece.
Yeah.
Rather than like they wake up one day in 10th and they're like, oh crap. Like,
well, I think bringing in Sanchez last year was good because he got a lot of playing time. He was like for Man United, he was like their Lindelof in a way. He wasn't playing in the bigger games,
I guess.
But or he was playing in when someone got hurt. So he's like working his way into being like that kind of guy, probably to replace either Vertonghen or Adebayo. Trippier had a pretty good year this past year.
I think he had a great World Cup.
Yeah, which gotten rumors to go to Madrid, which I don't think is going to happen. Danny Rose, hopefully he's going to come back and be healthy, but he's starting to get up there as well.
Yeah. He missed a lot of time last year too.
Yeah, I think their midfield at the moment is fine. I just think I don't know. I think like you have all those great players, and I feel like it should be competitive. They should like want to like be able to challenge each other. So like the better player kind of rises to the top, and then it translates onto the field when during game time. But it seems like that doesn't happen. I
don't think that. I think that team lacks competition.
Yeah.
Like no one is going to challenge, and there's no one there that is challenging Harry Kane for his position. There's no one there that's challenging Eriksen or Dele Alli for their positions. There's no one challenging Eric Dyer. There's no one challenging Danny Rose when he's fit.
Yeah, like when Nyama is like a sub, Musa Sissoko is a sub.
Sissoko didn't really work out for them. Wanyama's been okay, I guess. Serge Aurier at right back did not work out for them.
Dembele too. He's been kind of just there.
Yeah,
he's been a guy that just like. There's no guy there besides Harry Kane that's like changing the game basically for him.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that Eriksen is definitely capable, and Dele Alli on his day is definitely capable.
But I feel like that's consistently doing that now.
Right. Yeah.
But
even Harry Kane is like good to miss probably 6 or 7 weeks every season too.
Yeah. But then
injury.
You're playing Llorente. I feel also they lack defense in like Route 1 scenarios as well. Because I remember we beat them last year with like Martial would just bomb the ball down, and Martial just like outpaced I think it was Vertonghen and like Dyer, and like it just I don't know. I was like, that's it. That's all we won.
That's all we had to do.
Okay. Why? God damn. But yeah, I felt like last year they also kind of just like there's some games where they played the lower end guys and just drew. Mm-hmm. That's why they ended up lower than they usually were or have been doing lately. But yeah, I'm somewhat concerned. I feel like maybe you need to get some pieces in, some pieces out, just to start to kind of.
They just need to refresh the team a little bit. And I think they need. I would say the most important thing for them to sign. I think Llorente is fine as long as Kane is healthy, but I think they need someone. They need like a third.
I feel like
strong midfielder to push Eriksen and Dele Alli.
I think even a good striker, like a backup striker, since he's already a backup, would be Atletico Gamero. I think it would be
Kevin Gamero.
I think he would be a decent fit in there.
Yeah,
because I think he can even play out wide too.
Probably, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he can play on the right for sure.
So I think they need to bring in something like that, some guy that's just going to bring some more energy. I don't know.
Yeah, and I just feel that their inactivity, especially relative to like what Liverpool have done, what Arsenal have done over the last since the January window for Arsenal, and then what, well, I guess Chelsea have really only brought in Jorginho, but I just their complacency relative to the rest of the top teams is going to be troubling for them as well.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We got West Ham. We got. Tell them why you have West Ham so high.
And Manuel Pellegrini. I trust.
Yeah, a manager that has a lot of experience. Yeah, one that you noticed when we were eating Chipotle earlier was Fabianski going there.
Yeah, I think that's a really good signing for them. I think he's always been.
He had a
I
solid
don't know
year.
that underrated is the right word, but underrated.
He was a
Maybe
solid goalkeeper for them for Swansea, and somehow I don't know how you can be a solid goalkeeper with the team going down like that.
I firmly believe that Lucas Fabianski is the reason Swansea were in the Premier League as long as they were.
I think it's just interesting though what they're going to have up top now. Well, I mean they have Yarmolenko who'll be on the right. Felipe Anderson can play on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's preferred more on the right. And then Jack Wilshere coming in as well. Just seems like there's a lot more. Seems like they're ready. I feel they're starting to load up, and with what they got, I feel like their back line's a little bit shaky at times. I feel like they give up stupid goals. I remember, yeah, if you throw pace at them. I remember watching the Liverpool game there, and Salah just tore him up. It was insane. I was just like, can we stop giving Salah I think he got a hat trick that game. It was insane. But yeah, I think with Pellegrini, I think they'll be more organized. They'll be ready. I think they'll perform a little bit better against the top end opponents, but then they'll be able to execute on the smaller end guys.
Yeah.
But they have somewhat depth on that team though too. As
a little
well.
bit, yeah. They have definitely, I think, one of the better squads now that they've put together in the last few years. Pellegrini won the Premier League his first season at City. Set the record for most goals scored. Although obviously, this roster that West Ham have is not the roster that Pellegrini had at City. But Manuel Pellegrini has shown in the past, at Malaga and La Liga, that taking Malaga to Champions League quarterfinal, he can work with relatively limited resources, and he also has a very attractive style of play.
Yeah, I think he has a lot more than what he had probably at Malaga. But Felipe Anderson, I
think that's a great signing.
Yeah, I think he's a great signing. I think it's a good deal too for only $35 million. I think it was.
Yeah.
Which is I think because he's been linked to all of the other top end clubs in the Premier League, but for a lot more money. So I think they got a good deal there. Yarmolenko, I'm kind of okay. I guess maybe you wanted to get out of Dortmund. Maybe he's not getting enough playing time because all the they have a lot of guys out.
Too many young wingers.
Yeah.
Honestly, Christian Pulisic kind of ate his lunch.
Yeah.
So.
And then Jack Wilshere. Hopefully, this is a restart for him. I think there's a lot of West Ham fans out there that I feel bad for because they should be a lot better than what they are, and especially upgrading to the Olympic Stadium is kind of not worked out.
Yeah,
but
last year they should have been better than what they were for sure. And I think that you mentioned Wilshere, I think that the midfield for them is going to determine whether or not they finish as high as I have them in our table. I think that they need Wilshere to, for once in his life, stay healthy for a full season. And then they need big seasons from Koyate and big seasons from Obiang. They're in the midfield. And then do they still have what's his name? Who's the Argentinian? Lanzini. Do they still have Lanzini?
Lanzini, yeah. He's their cam.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be good for having
once Payet,
Chicharito and Anderson and Yarmolenko and then Lanzini behind them. Like a Lanzini, Wilshere, and maybe Obiang as a 2 CMs and a CDM.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be good. I think they did pick up Fredericks. They do need to be careful with their backline, like you said. I think it's a little questionable, maybe, with Zabaleta and Fredericks at right back.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit for them because they have the younger guy there, and then he's gonna learn from Zabaleta.
Yeah,
a little
hopefully.
bit.
And Zabaleta has had experience. Like he had 3 years under Pellegrini.
Yeah. And it's also like I think I don't know if it's a good move. How tall is Zabaleta?
Not tall.
Okay, never mind.
5.
But I know he
5'10",
played center
maybe.
back for like City for a little bit.
Yeah, that was like pure desperation.
Yeah, but he is the capabilities of doing that. So we'll see. I think they'll have a high finish. I'm not gonna. I mean, I think we've gave enough reasons to where they're gonna finish where they are.
Us having them in 6th is like they need everything to go well,
Yeah.
but it's possible.
Yeah,
I think with like the manager they have, the style that he plays, and the roster that they have, it's possible.
yeah. I don't think anyone should be surprised if they finish 6th. That's what I'm saying. Or what we're saying. Next, we have the most hated Premier League team by the fans, apparently. And that's Chelsea with the most loans ever, probably. That's ridiculous. But they've brought in 2 guys, Jorginho and Rob Green. Goalkeeper? Okay. And then they also got a new manager after sacking Conte like 2 weeks before preseason or a week before preseason, basically.
I feel like they didn't announce it until then, but like
Yeah.
Conte was gone and when the season was over.
And then they got Napoli's Sarri. Obviously bringing in Jorginho, and then there's some like controversy with him, and then like he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring everyone else here." Like, no, dog.
Nah, have fun.
So that happened. Yeah, a team that is obviously, if you look at their loans, it's insane on how many people they've loaned out. But yeah, I mean, they still. I don't know what they can do to this team that's gonna make them any better. I feel, but they're not doing Champions League.
The biggest rumor for Chelsea is that, I guess one, that they might lose Willian to United, and then that they might bring in Gonzalo Higuain from Juventus and give Juventus back Alvaro Morata. Yeah.
Okay.
As like a swap deal thing.
Oh,
I think
Ronaldo's not gonna like that.
What?
Ronaldo's not gonna like that.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not like Morata's going to start over Ronaldo.
I'm just saying, because he gets mad when he scores.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, he's going to get mad when like can you imagine if like Chiellini scores a header and Ronaldo like throws a fit? Chiellini will just slap him. It'll be fun.
Little boy.
Anyway, I think that the Jorginho signing was big for them. Like, not that they really needed help in the midfield, but he like makes their midfield even better. And I have them at 5th because I didn't have the guts to take anyone that we have above them out of the top 4. But the biggest bonus for them is that they are not playing Champions League. And what happens every time Chelsea don't have Champions League football, you might ask? Yeah, they win the league. That kind of tends to be what happens.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's going to happen. If they still have Alvaro Morata, Willian, I don't think really even had that great of a year last year for them. So if they lose him, I don't really think that's a big deal. I think that Eden Hazard is overrated.
Yeah, the same link to going to Real Madrid.
Yeah, and he
Seems
might not
like-
even be there.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on like Madrid. I feel like there's gonna be some kind of just like domino effect to where Madrid buys someone and then everyone just starts to react after that. I think that's what everyone's really waiting for. Because if Hazard does go, that definitely gives the trigger to go get Higuain because you have the money now, and then that starts like a
merry-go-round
Yeah.
of transfers. Yeah.
For me, I mean, their backline's getting up there. Cahill, David Luiz. They do have Zoma. Miazga hasn't got loaned out yet, looks like. And then they also have another guy there that I'm blanking on.
Rudiger.
There you go. And then you also have Azpilicueta as well. So if they're running a 3-man back, they definitely have enough center backs there. With that said, I don't know. It's gonna be weird what kind of system. I haven't watched them in the preseason yet to see what they're running.
Napoli last year, because we had them in the Champions League, they play a very similar like tiki-taka kind of.
But what's their formation?
It would have been like a. I guess basically a straight 4-3-3 because they would have had Insigne, not Milik. Who would have been their striker last year?
It was either Milik or Milik.
I guess maybe Milik, but I feel like that wasn't who was playing there. Like Insigne on the left, like
Mertens?
wingers. Oh, Dries Mertens, yeah. Wingers, Mertens in the middle, and then like Hamsik, Jorginho, Allen, three,
Okay.
and then a back line because they had like Gulam at left back, Koulibaly,
Koulibaly
and I can see his face. He looks almost like Barzaghi. He has like a thick beard. Can't think of his name. Pepe Reina in goal. So I think it was basically just a straight 4-3-3.
Okay. So if they don't run a 3-man back, I mean, yeah, that's gonna be interesting because then they're gonna have too many center backs.
Yeah.
And then who's gonna be playing out and right back and left back? That's gonna be what we're gonna have to look at too.
It'll be Moses and Marcos Alonso.
Yeah.
Still probably.
Mm-hmm. Unless they could, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna bring anyone up.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think I've read any rumors or anything like this, but I almost feel like Gary Cahill's time's up.
Yeah, because he even got linked to United too. Because like,
Duh.
I was like, what the heck is going on here, man? I don't want him.
This is like the Salvation Army of center backs
guess.
that United are now.
Apparently, man. But yeah, I think depending on the play style and how it's gonna go, I feel maybe it might not work out for them. But yeah, we'll see. I think the way we have the top four laid out, I think it's they don't have enough to get into that top four.
Like I said,
They would have to play perfect, basically.
Their biggest benefit is that they do not have European football.
But anyways, moving on. We are moving on to my club, number 4, good old Manchester United. Definitely a team that's like up and down in the sense of even when we win, we're still down. It feels like.
That's because you barely win.
I know exactly. That's the problem, I think.
And it's like Fellaini on a header. All the money spent, it's still like Fellaini on a header in the 90th minute.
Yeah, I think with us, right and left backs are my issue because they're just not natural right and left backs. Center backs, we just have like a pool of them, even though we kind of everyone like has their own kind of list of who's who. Bailly and then Lindelof would probably be like the top 2 for most people, I feel. You might throw like Jones or Rojo or whoever feels like they want to throw in there as a top 2, or Smalling. Obviously, Blind's gone. And then we have...
and Darmian wants out.
Yeah, Darmian wants... I mean, yeah, we'll see because I think he's getting linked to Juventus. So we'll see... in the midfield, I mean, Pogba, apparently there's like rumors going on with him going to Barcelona, which, I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We'll see. But I think it's only because of Mourinho's play style, and that's the reason why I think why we're frustrated. It's kind of frustrating to watch them sometimes, just watching just balls getting swung in like every goddamn. I don't know. It's just it's not fun to watch for sure. But yeah, I mean, Pogba, Herrera, Carrick is gone now. I'm missing. We just brought in Fred, obviously.
Yeah.
Who I think is
that was
going to
a good
be.
signing.
He's going to free up some room. If Pogba does stay, it'll definitely free him up because he's a box to box kind of guy. Matic as well is in there, so we definitely have a good group of 4 guys there, and also depending on where we play Lingard as well, we might play him out wide, or we play him out right side, or play him in the middle with the midfield because we've done that before, or Mata as well, just depending on what we're doing. And then obviously top is like the right side feels like the weakest because like the left side we have like a bunch of players now: Martial, Sanchez, Rashford, and then the middle obviously Lukaku, and then Rashford right behind him. And then Fellaini's also in there. Fuck, we should have too many. It's just weird because I feel like.
And did you say Matic too?
Yeah, I said Matic.
Okay.
It's just like. I think if we establish the issues at the right and left back, just because like it's nice that they're there, but I feel like we don't have a natural right or left back.
Luke Shaw.
I can't say this guy's Porto. The guy that we signed from Porto, Dalot.
Yeah, I think that's right.
He's an up and coming player. We'll see what happens. I haven't seen him on the tour yet that I watched. So I'm not sure if how much Mourinho is going to like him. I know he's Portuguese. We'll see. I don't know how big of a year. I've watched some stuff on him. I'm not like too impressed. Not to say like I don't have high of expectations because it seems like Mourinho just has a lot of faith in Valencia and Young. So it is what it is. I think Fosu Mensah we need to hold on to and either play him in the fullback positions. It's unfortunate for Tuam Zabzi, Axel Tuam Zabzi. I think I'm saying it right.
Sure.
And McTominay to hopefully they don't get loaned out and hopefully we keep a hold of them.
I think McTominay will definitely stay.
Yeah.
Actually, with Fred in there now? Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
crowded in that midfield.
Yeah, it is really crowded. But Tuan Zabzi can also play center back, and he also play I think left back as well. But I don't think Mourinho will ever play him there. But yeah, it's just weird because like if Luke Shaw can get get into shape and play like Mourinho wants, but I love how Luke Shaw just the way he attacks. It's a lot different from Ashley Young, where Ashley Young kind of just stops and just like, all right, I'm gonna cross it. And
Don't you remember the good old days when you guys signed Luke Shaw and everyone's like, he's gonna be the greatest left back in the whole world?
and then he
in
broke
2
his
years.
leg. And then he broke his leg. But that was I don't know. He's not the same player. I guess to maybe Mourinho. Lee Grant is like a guy that's kind of irrelevant, just a guy that's there.
He's like the third string goalkeeper. Well, I don't even know why you bothered because you got Romero and De Gea.
And Pereira.
Oh yeah, and Pereira.
And then we also have Pereira in the midfield too. He plays midfield and he plays out wide. So like those guys haven't got loaned out. So we have like a lot of depth. I would prefer if Pereira can somehow play out right, but I don't think he can. He can only play left and right behind the striker. But I don't know. It's a cluster of just like players I want to have them play, but we have to play the better players just because like they're better.
But are they better?
Yeah, but like I'd rather play the guys that get the more experience than I don't know.
All right. Well, from my point of view, as a Manchester City fan, I think your guys' biggest problem is, well, aside from the manager, is Lukaku. I think that like I don't understand how Marcus Rashford is not getting more starts because he's quicker. I think he is a little bit more creative. He's not as big and strong as Lukaku is, but I don't necessarily feel that Mourinho needs that.
It seems like Lukaku is like kind of like we have to start him because of how much we paid for him, but also like it seems like Rashford should be the guy that should be starting and Lukaku should be the subbed-in guy.
Yeah.
For like those kind of
It's
situations.
just every time that we watch United games together, I always like make some snide comment about how like for every 1 goal Lukaku scores, he needs like 5 chances.
Yeah, and then
And his
he needs
touch,
another
he does not have a first touch whatsoever. I think that you guys almost feel obligated to play him because of how much you paid for him. And like he's, I don't know. Jose Mourinho was the one that sold him, right, to Everton.
loaned him out and sold him eventually. Yeah,
So like all of a sudden now he's good enough for Jose.
I think because
Mourinho?
they had Drogba at the time. That's probably why.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they're kind of similar hold-up play and kind of just like physical guys.
But I agree with you in your need to sort out fullbacks. I think you guys will have a really great midfield with like Pogba. How I think I see it would be like Pogba, Fred, and Matic. I think that would be a really great midfield. Sanchez on the left. I would play Rashford in the middle, and Lingard on the right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we get Willian, then we have like I think
Willian on the
we're
right.
starting to like be top heavy on that part. I feel too much. Then we're not.
I think that as far as your guys' season is concerned, I think that if Mourinho can get out of Pogba what Didier Deschamps can get out of Pogba, you guys will be in good shape. And also, you need Alexis Sanchez to actually show up and try, which is always like about a 50-50 coin toss. But I think like you guys have the pieces. I just don't know that you have the system.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a weird season to watch because I think Fred would be a good fit. It's just like what I'm hoping is like Fred doesn't just sit on the bench for like the first half of the season for no reason because Mourinho doesn't feel like he's ready for some reason.
Was Fred part of the World Cup squad?
I think he might have, but he never
But
played. He never got
played.
subbed on.
Yeah.
Because that's what we did with like Lindelof. He didn't touch the field for like the first like a legit like Premier League game for like the first 2 or 3 months.
He has to be trained how to defend first.
I know. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we definitely have the pieces. We definitely have a team that can play, but like we just need the like I said, the right system would be very helpful. But Mourinho, the chosen one, whatever he calls him, just I wanted him out since like I think mid-season when I started saying that last year or this past year. But yeah, moving on.
I want you guys to keep him for as long as possible. I want him to be the next Alex Ferguson, just there forever.
We are moving on to Arsenal, which is not too surprising, I don't think. They definitely brought in a lot of guys. Well, not a lot of guys, but three standout names that I can definitely get down with. With Socrates, Leno, and Lichtsteiner.
Lichtsteiner, really?
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be a good fit there. Good veteran guy.
I would put Lucas Torreira over Lichtsteiner as like in like the hierarchy of their signings.
Is he a midfielder?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that he'll give them if he plays, he'll give them a lot of energy. The only problem there is that he's like 5'6", so he's not going to be winning any headers in the midfield. That's for sure. But I don't know. I think the Lichtsteiner signing is like pure cover. Like he's not going to start over Bellerin.
I'm not saying he's gonna start. I'm saying it's
It's just
gonna
like
be
pure
like,
back. He's pure
yeah.
backup. Okay.
I like the signing. I think Bellerin can learn how to defend from him.
Sure. Bellerin doesn't need to know how to defend. He's fast. He's like, oh no, he got past me, and then he just turns around and runs the other way.
Yeah. I think Leno like I saw an interview with Czech, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna compete for my position." I'm like,
good luck with that.
I think Leno is gonna be the guy. If Czech does start in the beginning of the year, I think he'll get phased out by the end of the year. Socrates, I think, adds obviously replacing like Mertesacker because Mertesacker retired. Koscielny coming back healthy. I know they have Holding there. There's another center back player that I'm missing. Mustafi, there you go. And then at left back, Kolanaukovic. Correct? No.
Kolasinac.
Kolasinac, same
the
thing.
Bosnian guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who had a pretty decent year for them last year.
And don't forget the greatest left back of all time, Nacho Monreal.
Well, I thought he played center back a lot for them last year.
That's because they played like this weird three at the back.
Yeah. And I don't think that's going to happen this year. And then obviously going into the midfield, you got Emery, right? Oh, what's the Egyptian guy's name?
El Neni.
El Neni. Awobi. Who we got Ozil, Xhaka.
Totally forgot about Grant Xhaka.
I'm blanking on. There's another guy in there that I'm not seeing in my head. And then you, obviously up top, you got Aubameyang, you got Lacazette.
Carzola retired.
Carzola, no, they released him.
Same thing. Forced retirement.
Yeah. Who's the guy from Laurent?
From where?
The last guy. Matteo Good.
Oh, I have no clue.
Okay.
Never heard of him.
We'll see. I don't know who that guy is either. Yeah, I mean, like you said, like when obviously PSG played them the other day, and you were talking about how they were basically fully loaded, and which one I would expect.
Yeah, I mean they did Lichtsteiner and Ozil are the only two people off. Oh, and I will be would have been there at the World Cup. And that might be it. Mustafi didn't go for Germany. Koscielny didn't go for France.
Yeah, because he was hurt.
Czech Republic didn't make it. Leno would have been there for Germany, but he wasn't playing.
Yeah. That's it. There's no English players that they have really anymore that really play for England.
Yeah, I think that is about it.
Yeah.
So I just Germany, Nigeria were out early. Switzerland out in the round of 16. So they have an opportunity to get off to a really good start. because like they have everyone.
Aaron Ramsey, sorry.
Oh yeah, Aaron Ramsey. But Wells wasn't at the World Cup either, so.
Well, no, I'm saying that was the other
the
midfielder.
other midfielder. Yeah, I got you. This is another team like United that I felt like, especially now after them bringing in Aubameyang and Lacazette, that like I think Socrates too, that they've had the pieces for a while now, but they did not have the right manager.
Definitely.
And I think that with Arsene Wenger finally leaving, with Arsene Wenger leaving and Unai Emery coming in, not that I think Unai Emery is like a great manager, although what he did with Sevilla, winning 2 or 3 Europa Leagues in a row, is great. But I think I'm afraid that we're kind of going to get PSG Unai Emery more than we are Sevilla Unai Emery, because I think Arsenal are, for as mediocre as they've been for the last couple of years, they're like more towards PSG than they are Sevilla.
Yeah, I think
and the expectations are that there should be more towards PSG and not.
I think he wasn't really resourceful, but also he was dealing with a locker room that was like a little bit too big-headed, I guess. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like those like difficult guys are gonna
Too
be a
big
lot.
of egos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna get more of the Sevilla Emery, because I feel like
Really? I feel like they might have the same problem, like ego sort of like Ozil.
Ozil. Yeah. I think maybe Aubameyang. I feel like if Emery does go in there and he is able to be successful, I think the guys are going to start to trust him. Ozil is the only guy that I feel is like kind of like the black spot, in the sense of like, yo, dude, just chill out, man. Like, just start playing. That's it.
Yeah, I guess. I think the system I've always want to see them run is just like Aubameyang and Lacazette together up front with Ozil behind them. That's what they did in the preseason game this morning against PSG, and they were tearing the PSG under-19s apart. Because PSG doesn't have anyone back yet, so it really wasn't that like significant of a game. But I think that this is the first time in a while that there's a little bit of hope at Arsenal. Like there's like new blood, new manager, out with the old, in with the new kind of thing. So I think that, and I think they also have a couple of players that are gonna have a chip on their shoulder a little bit too. I think Lacazette, like being replaced by Aubameyang, is gonna have a chip on his shoulder, and I think that Mesut Ozil, especially with everything, at least hopefully for Arsenal's case, like Mesut Ozil will have a little bit of chip on his shoulder with like everything that's happened with Germany over the last couple weeks, with like him basically not retiring, but like walking away because of like racism and like the whole Turkish president incident thing that happened with like him and Gundogan and stuff like that. So they need Ozil at his best, and I think that they need to play 2 strikers up top.
Okay. I can agree with that. It'd be entertaining for once.
Yeah.
Number 2, we got you made the list.
I made this list. I know.
And you had City going at second.
Yeah.
I would disagree with you on that one just a little bit. I feel like Pep has like not the saying that he has he has basically everyone from last year that was crucial for them.
Yep.
And I just passed him.
Literally everyone that was important.
And you just bringing in Mahrez, really, that I think is going to have a lot more playing time in there, or not a lot more playing time. Is going to be someone that's going to be more active from the new guys. I think you already said that Mahrez gave up the ball or something like that the other day in the preseason. Guardiola was pissed.
Yeah.
So I think Mahrez is going to get a wake-up call, or he's going to just sit on the bench, I feel, regardless of how much they paid for him. You still have the best player in the Premier League, Kevin De Bruyne. I feel.
I mean, I agree with you, but like he didn't win Player of the Year last year.
I don't. Who won Player of the Year last year?
Mo Salah.
Okay, that's a good argument, but I feel like he was. I think Mo Salah is definitely more important for Liverpool, but Kevin De Bruyne like went to like another level last year, Doro. Just like stop passing the ball like that.
There was like probably twice, I would say, every game where it's like, did you see that pass?
Yeah, dude, just a pass. Just like I was just like, dude, did you have magnets in the ball, bro? But I mean, going through like the team, I mean, you have the back line with what Company. You got Otamendi, Stones, Laporte. Your left back position is going to be the weird one because you only have Mendy, and like if he gets hurt again, welcome Fabian Delph. And then on the right you have Walker, and you have Danilo. I'm saying that right? Danilo.
Yeah.
Midfield, Fernandinho. I'm already blanking on everyone in your midfield.
Fernandinho,
Gundogan,
David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Fabian Delph when he's not playing left back.
There's another guy.
I
mean, if Bernardo Silva moves back in or gets transitioned into the midfield,
yeah.
Because of bringing in Mahrez on the right. There's another guy I feel.
Maybe Foden this year.
Foden. Yeah, there you go. But he played left back, I think, a couple of games for you guys too.
Left back is like the right field of Manchester City's team. It's just like, yeah, we need someone out there. You're like, nah, you. You get out there.
Yeah, you get playing time though. And up top, you got Sterling, you got Aguero, Gabriel Jesus, obviously Mahrez we already mentioned, and Sane, who I thought should have been at the World Cup. But yeah, I think you have a system where I think Guardiola looks at the system too and just like, I can make this work. I feel like he's a guy that can probably go to any of these clubs and probably make a lot of things work. I think there's definitely clubs you can't be able to go into and make champions, but definitely make them really competitive with that system. But you also need to bring in some people for that. But yeah, I would say you guys are probably the favorite for this year easily.
I think we'll be the favorites. Like if the Vegas odds or whatever are gonna have Manchester City as favorites.
Yeah, but I feel like you guys are gonna. You guys like not that you guys didn't choke last year, but I feel like you guys. There's barely any slip-ups. You guys lost against us and I think Liverpool, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't see. I mean, unless you draw more games, which I don't think. I think, literally, you can like 5 to 20 are almost like the odds are like 80% wins right there or higher.
I mean, last year it was like 95%.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Well, I meant like for this year, coming into this year.
Yeah.
Especially like, there's no way like you lose to like. I would say from 5 all the way down, you shouldn't be able to. It's the top 4 teams that you just are gonna have to be able to either draw or win easily.
Yeah. So here's what I think. All right, we have another year of like getting we'll have this whole preseason basically, and like the first couple weeks of the season with everyone coming back from the World Cup, where we're going to really get to fine-tune Guardiola's system. And it's a great system. I love it. But I think spending the money... Mahrez is someone that Guardiola's wanted for a while. We tried to get him last summer. We tried to get him in January. We finally got him now. I don't really understand why we needed Riyad Mahrez. He's our oldest winger now. I don't think he's going to start over Raheem Sterling, except for in the beginning of the year where Sterling will probably have a little bit extra time off. Because of his involvement in the World Cup. Watching Riyad Mahrez play in the preseason games that we've had so far, I think he's selfish as like a player. He doesn't pass when he should. And at least I know it's early in the preseason, but he's been a little bit careless like in giving away possession, especially on back passes. So it's kind of the jury's still out for me on Riyad Mahrez. I think the most important position that we needed, we've talked about this before, like the most important position that we needed to sign was at left back because we don't have another left back. Mendy's great when Mendy's there, but Mendy could easily go down. Like he missed basically all of last season. Obviously that was really unlucky, like the severity of his injury, but I really think I would have liked to have signed a left back, and maybe it's something we can pull in. So like having watched the preseason games, we have a young center back, Garcia, Spanish center back, who's coming up through our youth ranks, who has been playing really well so far in the preseason. And then we also have Jason Denayer coming back from his 2 years at Galatasaray. And I think I would like to see us hold on to Jason Denayer and him be the backup left back if he's willing to stay. Because that was kind of the reason why he left, is that he wasn't getting any time over like Nastasic, Company, not Lescott. Who am I thinking of? Anyway, he wasn't getting the playing time that he
Mhm.
wanted, and
Di Michaelis.
yeah, and we actually did let a left back go to PSV and Angelino. So I don't know. And I'm not really sure what's going on there as far as the defense is concerned. Guardiola has said that he thinks that like the squad as we have it right now is like fine, and like yeah, we did great last year. We only dropped like a very small handful of points. We finished 100 points last year, and we like walked away with the league. The thing is that Liverpool. Why I have Liverpool beating Manchester City for the title this year is that we couldn't beat Liverpool last year.
Mm.
And that's so like it may even be that like the two of us are way out there. Like both of us have great seasons, but like we couldn't figure Liverpool out. I'm like concerned. I'm concerned about Liverpool. I'm concerned about Arsenal because I think that both of them are going to be able to tear our backline apart.
Mm. But I think also with you guys, I think those goals are going to be have to going through like a counterattack type of goal, which is Liverpool's go-to. But I feel like you're going to be able to control the ball enough to where, unless you like, for us, like when we played you guys, it was like counterattacking, but like a little bit more strategic, a little bit slower. It seemed like, and we kind of when we had the ball, we tried to hold on to it as much as we can. But when you guys played Liverpool, it was just like
Liverpool would have the ball for like 15 seconds and
yeah,
it'd be in the back.
yeah,
Of the net. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the over the top ball, and then like Salah run, and then. But I don't know. I think you guys are too organized to where. You know, I mean, if we just go to Liverpool and then, with them bringing, I think their midfield got a lot heavier. Like a lot more depth. I think they're gonna fill in their fresher legs with Fabiano. Fabinho, sorry. And Naby Keita. I don't know why I'm blanking on those guys. And we just saw right here. And also getting Shaqiri and Alisson. Alisson is gonna be like that's an upgrade for sure. And I think they definitely have addressed some issues, but I think they still have issues at center back. I think Virgil van Dijk is obviously a solid player for them, but like the other guy next to him is going to be the problem.
Depends on if they get Croatia Lovren or Liverpool Lovren.
Yeah,
because those seem to be two completely different people.
Yeah, exactly. I think at their winger or their fullback positions, they've been able to have younger guys like Robinson and
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, Trent Alexander. Oh, I was gonna say Alexander-Arnold. Midfield, I think they're fine. I think they're
great.
They should be able to protect the back line. And then up top, obviously you got Salah coming back, Mane, Firmino. Who else am I missing? There's someone else there. There's another
striker for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Still have Sturridge.
Sturridge. No, there's someone else. No, am I thinking of like Brazil's team?
We were talking in the World Cup about Jesus starting over for.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking. I don't know why you guys have like another. Don't they? No, because they don't play. Yeah, they don't play Danny Ings at all though. I feel like there was another guy there. Sturridge played in the preseason. I watched them against Borussia Dortmund. Ojo's back from Fulham on loan. There has to be another guy there.
Let us look. Squad. Defender, midfielder. Forward. Salah, Firmino, Mane, Ings, Solanke, Sturridge, Origi, Shaqiri.
So Origgy's back. Okay, never mind then.
That's all they got.
So they don't have any other like really. They lose Firmino in the draft.
I don't think they need Firmino.
I mean, if they're gonna run a false nine, then.
I think with Salah and Mane, they can do whatever they want.
Okay.
I don't think Firmino is key to what happens there.
I guess.
He's basically, I think, I've always felt that his stats are basically.
But I feel like he's in the right place at the right time because that's the way his play style is.
It could be. That's true.
Because I mean, that's what we were talking about with the Brazilian team with like him and Because you had Neymar and you had Willian. And I felt like Gabriel Jesus is probably pushing up too high. If you have Firmino push back a little bit, he's probably going to get some better balls whipped in for him.
Yeah, probably. I think he does play better. I think Firmino plays better as a cam than he does as like a striker.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I feel like he's like more of like I think they run like it feels like a false nine in a way.
Yeah, kind of. But I do feel that I don't know. I've always felt as good as Firmino appears to be. I guess I've always felt that he's not really done anything but pick up Suarez's rebounds and then Coutinho's rebounds and now Salah and Mane's rebounds, like that kind of thing, or like get tap-ins when they
like
square
a Chicharito.
it. Like they're the one. Like everyone else is the one that gets through the defense, and then he's there for the tap-in. So like I feel like while he's really good at that, I think that Firmino is
So you rather
the
have
least important of all those.
so if
people.
Firmino's gone, you think Sturridge will be able to put those balls in?
Yeah, I do.
Damn.
Because he's literally just going to be walking it into the back of the net because Salah and Mane will have already done everything.
Okay. I mean, we'll see if like Firmino does get hurt, but I don't know. I just feel like he knows when to put the brake on a little bit. That's what I feel. I don't know, but I think regardless, like look, I think they need another center back there. I feel Clavin, I think it's called. Clavin.
Yeah, Estonia. Or something
Yeah,
like that.
Estonian. That guy is just I feel like he's like shaky. Matip is like he needs to figure.
I totally forgot about Joel Matip. I think that will end up being their partnership probably.
Him and
Matip and Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, we'll see. Because he got hurt, I think, in the beginning of the year, and then basically was phased out, unfortunately. But regardless, yeah, I don't. That's my issue. Because if you do, I think City. I think they need to look at it differently because, like you said, the counterattacks. Obviously, I think
it's just that Guardiola hasn't figured out how to play. Klopp has his number, and Guardiola hasn't figured. We don't have a plan B for Liverpool. That's just the way it feels like. I feel like we beat Liverpool 5-1 the first time we played them. But that was only because Sadio Mane decided to put his foot through Ederson's face. And got sent off. Yeah, that's the only reason. They were up. They went up 1-0. It was 1-1. I think it was 1-1 when Mane was sent off. And then they were down a man and we tore them apart, which is what I expected to happen there once Mane was sent off. But anytime that Liverpool and City have been straight up, they've torn us apart. So I feel that we could very easily lose both games to Liverpool. We could very easily draw at home and lose away. And then both of us beat up on everyone else. But
I think
those head-to-head games is where it's going to be decided.
Yeah, but I feel I think Liverpool's style doesn't break down teams as much as Guardiola's style does, though.
Yeah, I
guess
I agree with you. I mean, because last year they did drop many more points.
Yes, I'm saying they can definitely play a Spurs or us or who has a good back line that I'm like a Burnley where they're just organized, or Newcastle where they're just organized. They don't play stupid, and they just sneak a goal in on them.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know that it's 100% possible that their defense is leaky.
I'm not saying they're leaky. I'm just saying it's nice that you can run at them, but you're going to be doing the same thing going out wide when you don't really have anything going through the middle. And I feel like City has more flexibility in their attack to where City has the upper hand. But just the head-to-head thing, yes, if you lose, say you draw them one game because it's 3-3 or something like that, and then you lose the next one. The only other game I see you losing is against us. So you lose 3 points against.
So dropping 7 points.
Yeah, because I see you guys beating Arsenal.
I don't know, dude. I feel the same way about Liverpool's front as I do Arsenal's front. Who's gonna run down Aubameyang and Lacazette?
Otamendi.
It's not gonna be Company and Otamendi.
Otamendi.
Okay. Another thing here.
I think this is the year also you phase out Company and put Laporte in as well.
I think we need to start by phasing out Otamendi.
Okay.
He had a great year last year, but despite that, at any moment the dude can give up a penalty.
Yeah, he's like
At any
Smalling.
moment. Like
Yeah.
he needs to be moved out.
I like him. But yeah, I would think I would change the top two to switch. Not
Do you think City's going to beat Liverpool? No one
No,
is,
not head to head
No, I like in the league.
in the league. Yeah,
No one has won back-to-back Premier League titles in 10 years. That's kind of another reason why I went.
hey,
for
I'm a
Liverpool.
United fan, and I'm saying you guys don't. You're the
I don't
favorites
know,
in the
dude.
league, man.
It feels different in Liverpool this year.
It does, but I think I still feel like we're gonna beat them at least once or twice this year because we'll figure that Mourinho's been able to. I feel like Chelsea is gonna be stupid and like be able to figure them out as well. And especially if Chelsea brings in Higuain, it would be like amazing. I think Newcastle will probably get a game on them. Already there, like you're not gonna lose to any of those teams, besides United. I think us and you guys are just like kind of like not the same, but like I think competitively when we head to head, like when you guys go against Liverpool, we have like a good chance.
Okay.
I'm just saying, man. Liverpool looks nice, but I don't know. Dude, like Jamie Vardy can tear up that back line if he wanted to.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy tears up our back line.
Yeah.
This is the problem. any strikers with any pace.
I don't
we're in
know.
trouble with.
I feel like you still I don't know. I feel like the system is fine.
Like we're fine against you because we don't have to chase Romelu Lukaku around. He just stands there. We do fine against Chelsea because Alvaro Morata and Olivier Giroud just stand there.
Well, don't forget Hazard and Williams. That's rude.
Hazard doesn't do anything.
I know. But yeah. So that's been it, guys. What do you think about our top four? Liverpool, City, Arsenal, United. I'm not that. I mean, I am a United fan, but like, I hope we do at least end up at fourth, so that we actually consider getting rid of Mourinho after this year. Because I think it's time. Fortunately, I think he's just dead weight. Let us know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree with us. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This has been Across the Pond, where two Americans tell you what's up about English football. But yeah, as the weeks go on, we might put this, either we're going to do another one next week, or we already done two.
Yeah.
But like next week will probably be
Next weekend is the we'll say Capital One Cup, Community Shield, right? Next week, that's next weekend.
yeah, maybe we'll talk about that a little
And
bit.
then the season
and
starts
then
the week after.
maybe there'll be other transfers in there as well we can talk about. And then we will, like, literally the week before, we'll go through the games and see who we want to win. We'll probably be doing fantasy as well, and then we'll maybe even talk about that as well. And yeah, so I've been Rich Rudio.
I'm Jacob Lloyd.
Before you go ahead and like the video because you know you like us. Go ahead and subscribe to the College Avenue channel, and go ahead and share this with all your friends that love Premier League soccer. Yeah. We'll see you guys later.